Today I'm going to take you back to a time when Steve Perry was against the wall. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, Gary Stuckey here. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. I just did a video about Steve Perry's solo albums, 3 of them, right? Told you my favorite. Go back and check it out. Let me know which one is yours, your favorite. But you know, honestly, there was another solo album that you could add to that group. You know, technically there were 4, right? Some of you know what I'm talking about. All you diehard Steve Perry fans. Of course you do. Some of you maybe not. But back in 1988, there was supposed to be a Steve Perry solo album released called Against the Wall. But at the time, Steve had some conflict with Sony, who had just purchased Columbia Records, and things just didn't work out. And I wonder if that had anything to do, with Journey releasing the greatest hits at the same exact time. I don't know. There's some other stories, I'm sure, that can be told. Maybe I'll find out, the deeper truth to everything. But so he couldn't release the album. And then later, he did do another album called For the Love of Strange Medicine, of course, in 1994. And he said the songs that he recorded then, the songs were recorded between the Street Talk album in 1984 and then the time of, working on Raised on Radio. So he was a busy guy. He had just done a solo album and was still working on another solo album because he got that taste of being a solo artist. But he was still doing Raised on Radio, which some say is like a solo album too, with Journey. And that might be why, because he just was, focusing on that sound that he liked, But the songs he recorded for Against the Wall never released, and he said later that, they just didn't mean the same thing to him. His mind had changed about some things. He had different feelings about things. And of course he did 1994's For the Love of Strange Medicine. And he did have a song called Anyway on there, which is talking about Journey, he'd like to say I'm sorry, and he's talking about the brothers, it's like an apology song. So apparently his mind did change. And what I'm thinking at the time, Against the Wall sounded like a fitting title for a guy that was really kind of felt like he was forced to have to tour and sing and just burn out and having to face all those things. I think he was against the wall. But then, after the Anyway song and then the reunion with Journey in 96, just when he thought everything was going okay. And then it all fell apart, of course, because Steve, was out of the group again. But in 1998, he decides to release the greatest hits plus the songs that were supposed to be on Against the Wall. He released them with that greatest hits. So apparently the time was right for those songs. So it sounds like the songs were maybe some of them were written about Journey, because it just seemed like a fitting time. I'm thinking maybe Against the Wall might have been one of them, right? And maybe a few others. And you could probably go back and listen to them. Let me know what you think, But there's all kinds of stories, I'm sure. Like I said, I want to sit down with Steve one day and maybe find out everything. And I'm sure one day Steve will have a book coming out and we'll all know the whole truth. How about that? That'd be cool. But Against the Wall, if it did come out, I would say that was my favorite album, because the song Forever Right or Wrong, You know, just an awesome song. And What Was and Melody. I mean, really, those songs, there's not, and there's no bad Steve Perry song, I don't think, but those songs were just, they're really great. And you know, you can compile those songs together. You can't buy the actual album because they didn't release it. But here's a list of the songs right here that should have been on Against the Wall. And you can go back and make your own album and listen to them. And they're all great. It's just a shame they were never released. But I'm thankful for them now. Looking forward to the future, you know. So technically 4 solo, even though 3 only were released. And who's to say, maybe very soon, another Steve Perry solo album will be released. I'll let you know. Until next time, everybody, whatever you do, don't stop believing. This is Gary Stuckey. God bless you.